be here. My name is Lina Estupinan Suarez. I have met a few in previous meetings, but I think the majority are new faces for me. And I will introduce a few results from BCube, the Biodiversity Building Blocks for Policy project, and they are focused on biodiversity data cubes. So before, I think you have mentioned this probably during the meeting, and it's just a little bit slow. Something that is core for BCube, and I think for many of us, is really increasing the FAIR principles. But we want to go beyond FAIR data. We are also engaged with FAIR workflows and FAIR indicators. That was one of the major cases in biodiversity. Many of the indicators are owned by a small, or not small, but for particular developers, and the pipelines are closed. So we're also working on that. And we have, for this reason, all our documentation, all our analysis are at GitHub. This is the repository from the demo that we did in Living Planet, and it's very brief what I'm going to do today. And we also have more documentation on our workshop that we have conducted during the project. We also have a dedicated website with all the information and tutorials for expanding in more details some of the tools that I will introduce with the next slides. And with this, I just want to give a little bit of context of what I'm going to talk right now. And it's because FAIR mobilization for biodiversity data, as I said before, is core for BCube. We have put a lot of energy on these 3 points, like when you are harvesting the data. In this case, we use the Global Biodiversity Information Facility, GDDS. You will see it very often in my presentation. And every time you query data from GDDS, you have a DOI. We also have all the results in Zenodo, so we can also have a DOI for citation. We have R packages and Python also analysis that are in GitHub repository. And finally, we are allocating all of our results in the EBB data portal that is also developed by GDDS, supported by GEO1. And many of you probably know the GEO, this big group of air observation, and GEO1 is specifically for biodiversity. We also have a DOI when we submit our data sets there. So I will focus on these data cubes for biodiversity. And I first will talk about species occurrence cubes. This is one of the results produced by GDDS within the Biodiversity Building Blocks for Policy project. And what we are doing here with GDDS is like now you can query GDDS data using SQL queries. I want to see if I can show you how it works. If not, I have some screenshots as backup, but yeah. It is working. So this is the GDDS website. You have different options to query data, occurrences, species, data sets. I will just type one genus, that is Vulture, is one of the genus for birds. And then you have here the taxonomy information. You have also some images. And here you can see the number of occurrences, that is 69, almost 70,000 occurrences. So you go there, and what usually GDDS was doing, it was you can download record by record. So it's actually many records. Sometimes it's 3 million of records or even more. GDDS has around 3 billion of, so data sets can become really, really large. You used to go to, you still go to this download option. And now we have this cube. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Maybe it's easier. You have this cube button on the bottom. And you can go there. And then you have this download cube option. Here, this is like the visual interface that was released in March this year. Since last year, we can query data using the API. So here you have some options. You can specify if you want information at the species level, genus level, family level. You can also decide if you want to aggregate this information in the time dimension by year, month, or day. You can select here, for example, year and month. You also have the chance to do a spatial dimension. You don't need to do it, but you can do it. And for this, we have some options, some optional grids that are not shown there. Let's see if I select one. Yeah, here is the E grid. I don't know why I cannot display, but when I'm clicking there, I have different options. I'm just selecting the EA grid. You can select the spatial resolution. We can say like 1 kilometer. And then you can have some data quality criteria that are like the basic criteria that is recommended by GDDS. And then you can go to download. But before I click to download, I want to also show you that I think this is one of the nicest tools they have included. That is, you can look at the SQL query and you can modify your SQL query. And this is really making this tool very powerful. And if you want to go past and further, you can do it also through the API. So this is, now I can click on downloads. I don't think how it will take too long, but ready for the, and when I'm done, here is, of course, you have a DOI, you need to cite data that is in GDDS, and you need to do all this, what is expected in the good practice of science. So now it's on the process, and let's see, I think we'll be ready in the next 10 minutes. But this is what you can do in GDDS. So these are my backup slides. I can jump here. And this is just to show you the API and also how you can do it, the SQL queries to the API. There are also two wrappers, one in Python, one in GDDS for doing the query to the API. And this is, I think, really reducing the burden of downloading big data sets for many biodiversity scientists. So that was the first I want to show you. I'm going fast, I'm sorry, but I want to show both. And this is the EBV cube format, that is the essential biodiversity variables cube format that has been in development for more than 5 years at iDiv. It's supported by GeoBone. And the idea here is how we can have a geospatial format for biodiversity that can have interoperability. So this is based on netcdf files that allow us to have a hierarchical structure. So here we are talking about 4 dimensions data cubes. We have the temporal dimension. We have a space that is latitude and time. We have entities in biodiversity. These entities can be the habitat types, species, ecosystems. We have metrics. For example, this probability of occurrence of a species in a specific pixel, uncertainties, and we also have scenarios for climate change scenarios, socioeconomical pathways scenarios. This is the basic hierarchical structure of the EBV cube format. On top of that, and that's one of the main motivations for using netcdf, is we can include the metadata. And I think we can almost all agree that rich metadata really guarantee that data sets can be properly used and can be reproduced. So here we focus on 4 different conventions to enrich the data sets. The Climate and Forecast Convention, that is the one that is supporting the netcdf and the netcdf convention itself. We included the Attribute Convention for data discovery, that is also giving credit to the producers, publishers, creators, and the EBV terms that are specific for biodiversity. All of this information is available at the EBV data portal that is part of GeoBone. This is the QR code. You want to visit the website. And really our aim is to have this interoperable data across different dimensions, space, time, thematics. And this is how it looks like, the EBV data portal. You can query, and these are also backup slides, so I will think it will work again. here for the EBB data portal. You don't have the forgiven data portal. So this is the homepage. You can query here information using different filters. I already selected by project. That is BCube. So here we have biodiversity building blocks for policy project. I will increase. We have mobilized one for the birds directive, and another one for the invasive alien species of union concern. And when I'm clicking here, it's taking me to the data set. So first I want to highlight, we have here a DOI, so people can cite it. We also have a show citation. Let's see if I can make it bigger, maybe better. So you have an option, like a suggested citation. You have on top the download. So you can download NetCDF. Sorry, is this when I have this?
It's a Zoom. I think it's a Zoom.
Is a Zoom? Maybe let's see.
Maybe.
When I have this menu, they are not shown. But when you click on download, you can download the JSON, that is the metadata, or the NetCDF. For the initial version, we have different version systems, and then you can also have in there the license. And something I want to show you quickly is how you can download, upload your data set. So you can, for accessing and downloading data sets, you don't need an account. But if you want to share the data sets, you need a GeoBone account. So I already signed in on my GeoBone account. I have my uploads, and I have a test. So I can show you how it works. So I'm just editing, and here you have just title, date of creation. All these are the attributes that we have included. You have methods and project name, project URL. Here I can have YouTube. Here I can have also my name. If you have published or previously, your name could be here. Let's say my last name. This is my email. Institution, you can also have here other institutions. We have Mice Botanical Garden, that is our coordinators. You can here choose the license. We encourage CC by 4, but you have other options that you cannot see because these menus are not displaying. But there is something that is missing. You can hear this thematic classification.
Project.
Yeah. And then we have next, hopefully, ORCID. I have my ORCID somewhere. I think I can also have without. I have, but.
Okay, what is it? It's a website.
HTTPS protocol is missing.
Yeah, maybe it needs
HTTP.
it seems
Ah,
so.
yes.
The example is like that.
Fine.
No.
Still one, right?
Yes. And
No, forward.
you are a Windows user, but this time is a direct slash and not an inverse slash.
Busted.
I will.
Yes, take it from here.
Oh yes, much better.
It's not a W. No?
That's different.
You have to move
Here.
that.
Good. Next. So you can have here the essential biodiversity variables, entities. So you have, in this case, species populations. We're talking about a species. So we have all these different options so people can really enrich the data sets. And I have metrics are mandatory, scenarios are optional. So I don't have nothing in the scenarios, and I have some information, metric 1, metric 2. You can specify, you need to specify here the spatial and temporal domains, and then the environmental domain too. At the end, you can download your metadata as a JSON file, and this will allow you to create the NetCDF. So with this, I will just jump again to my backup slides. And I don't want to take that much time, but we have an R package for creating this NetCDF with the hierarchical structure using the JSON that you just created on the website. There is a poster on this topic. I don't know if we are having posters.
Yeah, they're in the corner there.
Okay, so in the corner, you can visit that poster to have more information there. And this is the JSON that when you already have your metadata open, you can look at the information that is available. I thank you for listening, and I'm happy to take questions if you have time. There are.
Yeah, thank you, Lina. Was that interesting?
So